Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another edition of Wrestling Talks and Thoughts. I'm your host, Saheem. Oh, the American Dream, baby. Yeah, indeed. Yeah, indeed. The fans were going crazy for your guy, LA Stone Cold Steve Rock Austin. Jesus Christ. Oh, God. So, welcome, guys, for joining us for another edition of Wrestling Talks and Thoughts. I'm your host, I am the Dream. If you're joining us live or joining us later, catching a replay, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you guys are catching the Big Bad Booty Daddy when he goes live, or you catching him on the replay, make sure you guys hit the like button. Drop a comment in the comment section below. If you guys are catching us on a Tuesday night for the Raw review, drop a comment in the comment section below. Drop a like. Give us a thumbs up. Holla at your boys. Trying to make some noise. All right. So we got Smackdown tonight, where they promoted Jade Cargill, which is very interesting. And as a big acquisition. I think this is like one of the few times they promoted have acquired who's left another promotion and come over to WWE and promoted them as a big name. I remember Flair being promoted. I remember was Flair that was promoted, and who else was promoted? But Flair's the only one I can think of that was like one of the guys they promoted like before he actually wrestled a match. He was doing like little backstage promos, or not promos, but little segments here and there. How did you feel about that Ray versus Escobar match? That match was very slow moving. I actually expected a lot more. And truth be told, when the match started, right, I was expecting a lot. And then what happened was it was like the match really moved really slow. For me, it was slow pace, and then there was the stuff that was happening backstage with that was happening with the bloodline. But overall, I thought the match was like, not even average at best. I think the match was really slow, and then I kind of lost interest. I was, grooming my cat. And Jay McMahon is
What
here
up?
to bring.
What up? Got my ant inspired LA Knight leather vest.
Oh God, not you too. You've been tainted by this Austin 2.0.
Well, it's only for Ant. You see, I know how much of a fan Ant is, so
Ant is definitely a fan. Not only did they promote her, they gave her a nice 45-second promotion. They did.
Jade.
Yeah, Jade. Yeah,
Yeah.
keeping her name though. Yeah, she probably trademarked it, which is a smart thing to do. Which is always a smart thing to do as a performer. Is always to, if you created a name in WWE, trademark it before they trademark it. Before they trademark it before you, or I should say, trademark it first before WWE. Because once they trademark it, they own your name, and the only time you can use it is when you're with them. And if you try to get permission to use that name, they won't allow you to do it because you're under their promotion. Especially, well, I mean, I know Vince is like that, but Vince is a shrewd businessman. You work with Vince, you don't work with anybody else, baby. Right? But anyways, SmackDown, man. I mean, SmackDown was a pretty good show. Pretty decent, I should say. When Charlotte Flair came to the ring, I got a little bit distracted, kind of tuned out on that one. And they mentioned she's here to win hood and main events. Pay-per-view. Yeah. That was definitely they was definitely straight to the point with her actual goal. Straight to the main roster she goes. And says, I know WWE just trademarked a couple of things like that. Like things like, yeah, I mean, but that's how it is. You got to make sure you trademark your name. That's how CM Punk is able to be CM Punk in AEW. That's how Matt Hardy is able to be Matt Hardy and all other promotions. Jeff as well, because
Is
even
that
if it's your government name.
their real names though?
Yeah, Jeff Hardy. Yeah, he's Jeff
Yeah.
Hardy.
I mean,
Yeah,
I would
they
to use my real name somewhere else.
they'll trademark your government name. And some of you guys who don't know, like if you're government, like if I come out as Saheem Ramsey and I'm known for that in WWE, and they'll be like, in your mind, you're like, this is my government name. Like, they ain't gonna trademark this. They will trademark your name because now because your name has become big under their banner. So they'll go and they'll trademark it. And then you go try to use it at another promotion. They'll be like, "Oh, your name is under the trademark of WWE." You be like, "What the fuck?" Like I signed checks with this goddamn name. Like this name is on my ID. But no, WWE now officially owns your name because you did not do your due diligence and trademark your name. Like out of the mud, certain catchphrases. Yeah, no, for real. Like certain catchphrases. Like yeah, anything you do under a
Yeah,
promotion.
yeah,
Yeah.
and that tag team with that Reggie's with, I don't know if they're black or Hispanic. I'm confused, but
Oh, there's a new tag team called out new tag team on NXT called Out of the Mud. I didn't
yeah,
watch that. I didn't watch NXT.
it's two guys. They're like the Street Profits. They're like the Great Value Street Profits.
The great or like LA Mark LA I'm saying LA Mark. I mean LA Knight is the great value version of Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Rock combined together. Did you catch the people's elbow, Jay? Because I caught the goddamn people's elbow. That's what I seen tonight. I seen that shit.
Yeah,
Did
I
you
saw
see
it.
it? Because I seen it. You gotta be kidding me. Did you see it? Because I seen it. That's what I seen. I didn't see the whatever that I don't know what he calls it, but I seen the people's elbow,
Yo,
and then I seen a mud hole stopping. That's what I seen
yo,
tonight.
shout out to Bailey. You know what I'm saying? Working on her Japanese. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody knew what Oscar said. Bailey knew exactly what she said, and she gave her what she wanted. So shout out to Bailey. You know what I'm saying?
Craziness, man.
EO Dakota said that's not what she said. Bailey knew what she said.
What do you say? It's either for Jade or for Jade they just signed to. Man, listen. Are you an LA Knight fan, Jay?
No.
Well, there's apparently a lot of fans, and they want him to win the Royal Rumble
I mean,
and go up against Roman Reigns.
I get it. Like he's the top baby face on SmackDown, and he I guess he's as they said the shiny new toy. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not fully on board yet.
The only person there's only like a handful of people I want to be pushed. I want to be pushed, and he's definitely not on that list of people that need to be pushed. Solid reason being is because, for one, his gimmick is not original. I mean, Jesus Christ, like if you're going to rip somebody off, at least tailor it to your own character. Like for instance, right? Shawn Michaels was influenced by Tully Blanchard, right? He didn't name Flair, but he said Tully Blanchard. But it was not Flair. It was actually Tully Blanchard. That was his influence, he says. And that's the guy that he said was like his favorite wrestler that influenced him, right? But you can't tell. But some people don't really know who Tully Blanchard is. He was one of the original Four Horsemen. When I look at Stone Cold Steve Austin, this goes over a lot of people's head. But before Stone Cold Steve Austin, there was Rowdy Piper. If you look at Rowdy Piper's character, Rowdy Piper is exactly Stone Cold Steve Austin. Exactly, which is without the catchphrases. Well, I mean, he had a catchphrase, but it wasn't as big as Austin's. But he did everything pretty much Austin kind of did, not as freely as Austin was able to do at his height. But if we look at Piper and you look at Austin, same kind of person. Don't trust anybody kind of mindset, or spoke about not trusting anybody. Always beat up anybody. It didn't matter if they were good guy, bad guy. He beat them up. Most times it was good guys, but Piper was the type of person. Piper did what he wanted to do. That's how Piper was. And when you look at Austin, it was like it took a little time to kind of look at it. But I'm like, yo, like That's who. When I looked at Piper and I started watching some of Piper's stuff, I'm like, that's who Austin. Like he reminds me of Austin. But yeah.
Yeah,
So
real
wait, have y'all?
control.
What happened?
I said, yeah, real wild, out of control, just unorthodox, unhinged. Yeah, him
Yeah.
and Dean Ambrose.
Yeah, Dean Ambrose definitely. So have y'all seen your boy Kevin Nash in the gym training talking about he's getting ready for? Are we going to skip that, Ant?
We get to watch it maybe, but I don't. I don't think he better not be in. He better not be in Tampa.
He gonna blow his quads in that gym before he even make it to the ring. I bet you, both like he did when he tried to wrestle the main roster a while back. He said Triple H said he can eliminate LA Knight. Oh God. They signed two. They signed two Jades this week. Two Jades. Who's the second Jade? One of the original Horsemen and was a tag team of Arn and then in WWE called the Brain Busters, managed by Bobby the Brain Heenan. Yes, absolutely, the Brain Busters. I had to put that out there because somebody by the name of Henry said, "I don't know wrestling." Yeah, Henry Jacob. Sir. Yeah, you guys definitely should kind of hash it out. You and Henry and Ant, you guys should hash it out. But yeah, I feel like LA Knight is just like, I mean, that was a daggone that was a People's Elbow I seen. And then
Yeah,
he did what was that?
I see it pretty much.
And then he did a reverse RKO or reverse stunner. I mean,
I thought he dropped Jay on his Jimmy on his head. I was like, oh snap, hold on.
yeah, he did a. They call it. I mean, it wasn't the BFT, but Adam Pierce, not Adam Pierce. What is his name? I'm sorry, Corey Graves. Graves called it the BFT. It wasn't the BFT, Corey, but it was the other. That's not his finisher. But
Right.
yeah. But then he did his other. Then he did the spine buster, and then I was like, what is he doing? I was like, why is the camera panning away like The Rock would when he's preparing for the People's Elbow? And that's exactly what the hell happened. And it panned away, and then he signaled to the crowd, and the crowd started saying yeah, and then he ran to the ropes and he dropped an elbow. He dropped a goddamn elbow. You know what? Sorry, you gotta like LA Knight. He wears Tim's. That's kind of one reason to like him. Kind of one reason, maybe one reason. Maybe one reason. But still in all, if anybody was ripping somebody off, it was LA Knight. John Cena, whoever John Cena's favorite wrestler is, I don't know. You know why? Because John Cena does not have anything. No, I'm sorry, Hogan. Hogan was John Cena's favorite wrestler. And you can see remnants of it with the five knuckle shuffle. But of course that became more popular, not necessarily because of Hogan. It became a lot popular because of The Rock. But however, The Rock definitely has that as of a shade of Hogan, because Hogan did the leg drop, runs to the bam, hit you with the and then he drops, then he runs to the rope, come back, drop that leg drop on you, boom, signature, finish you up with that leg drop. The Rock, throws the People's Elbow, boom, 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 hit the ropes, bring down a hammer. This is crazy, man. This is ridiculous. This is nuts.
Yeah. But the crazy part about it, we kind of already knew LA Knight was going to be added to that tag match.
I know about the push, but yeah, I guess it was quite obvious. I wasn't really paying too much attention to it, but
because you think about it, now that he's done with the Miz, like there's nothing else for him really to do. So
I think the thing that's bothered me the most is what's actually happened with the builds of some of these characters. Like, I was watching Austin Theory's match, also Grayson Waller got more mic time than Theory. But truth be told, Theory did have a better spot. They were talking about it. He said Theory's spot with The Rock was the most social media viewed clip right now in WWE period. Like,
because we know why.
Because of The Rock.
Right. So is it safe to say that Dragon Lee's pretty much going to be on the SmackDown roster now?
I guess so.
because I mean they advertising they advertising him like they did Jade. Um, you know what I'm saying? So next week I think next week he fights Austin Theory.
Okay.
So yes, I think he may be main roster bound.
They need to. My personal opinion is if they really want Austin, my thing is like they're trying to like say that they want. I don't know. They're trying to say that Austin Theory needs to get over, and that they thought. And there was an article I read where they said that the match with Cena, they thought it would get Austin Theory over with the crowd, but it didn't get him as over with the crowd as they thought it would. And you see that Austin Theory did this whole situation with The Rock, right? But you see, like they're really putting him in a place or putting him in a space with all these legends, so that way, again, there's a rub, there's a certain attention that they're trying to bring to Austin Theory because there's going to be a surprise, like when they start to put the build on Austin Theory, it's going to be like this out of nowhere. But when Austin Theory starts getting traction to his character, you best believe as soon as he starts getting the traction that they want him to get, they're going to pull the trigger on him. Like it's going to be like boom, and it's going to be like, yo, what? Like it may happen out of nowhere, or it may just happen gradually, which is probably how Triple H wants to do it. But I think one of the problems that they're having, the problems that they're some of the problem that they're making for Theory is giving him less screen time on the mic. One of Austin Theory's biggest strengths is that Austin Theory is comfortable on the mic. Austin Theory is comfortable being himself, and we definitely seen that. Like when you compare the Miz to uh LA Knight, and you compare The Rock with Austin Theory, Austin Theory had a bigger superstar in front of him. You know what I'm saying? Like if you compare, you have The Rock and you have The Miz. Like Theory was standing in front of The Rock, and in that moment, that Theory had with The Rock, Theory was actually able to do something with that moment. Like before The Rock spoke, he was like, "It doesn't matter." Like he just threw his catchphrase back at him, but it was just funny because it was just like you knew Austin Theory was going to do something like that, but it was enough to be like, okay, all right, but it's something to see where Austin Theory needs to be put. Like Grayson Waller is annoying. I'm gonna just be honest with you. He's very, very annoying. I want to see more of Theory with screen time. Ant says there is no name to that elbow. I guess we're going to call it the Yearbow. Oh God. I spoke into existence. I told y'all about Theory. I told y'all about Grayson Waller. I told y'all about LA Knight. Everything is coming true. Yeah. Indeed, you definitely did tell us about Theory. I remember. WrestleMania 41, Gunther versus LA Knight. Night one main event. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, so this is what I heard. This is what I heard. Their plans is not to put any major titles on LA Knight. That's what I heard, but that may change. Fox may request something different. They may say we want LA Knight to be our guy, and he's over. They love. I mean, the fans, they're eating him up. They're going crazy. I mean, they're cheering like they cheering for Austin. But I guess it's like it's sort of like the situation that happened with 50 Cent and Tupac. Remember when Tupac died, and then it was like DMX and 50 Cent became popular off of the death of Tupac, and a lot of people don't know that. After Tupac died, and people wanted that people were hungering for Tupac to come back because they couldn't have Tupac back, and people fell in love with him so much. DMX came out, this bald head dude, thuggish and edgy, and people were like, oh my God, he reminds me so much of Tupac. And I remember, and this is why I like DMX so much. This is why I respect him so much, because DMX was like, I'm my own man. They asked him, they was like, there's a lot of resemblance to you and Tupac. And he was like, listen, he said, I respect Tupac. He made some great music. He said, but I'm my own person. He said, I don't like the comparisons. And I respected him after that, because I'm like, he's not trying to, he was like, I don't care how much you're trying to put me into this mold of this guy. I'm not that guy. I'm my own man. I make my own music. I have my own sound. And true enough, DMX definitely separated himself from Tupac. Same thing with 50 Cent. 50 Cent rode off the wave saying he was shot 9 times. Oh my God, he was shot 9 times. He's a thug. He reminds us of Tupac. And of course, Eminem is one of the biggest Tupac stands, which is, respectfully, because some of us were. And, that wave was being rode on. So now you have LA Knight, who's riding on the wave of a missing Stone Cold Steve Austin, who we know may not see back in the ring ever again. When he fought Kevin Owens, that was very surprising. But him coming back into the ring, We know it's not going to happen. And
Never,
that's what he's living off of. That's what he's riding off.
just never know. Like they say, never say never.
Well, I heard he wanted to do another match. That's what I heard Austin. It's going to be very awkward watching Stone Cold Steve Austin on the same pay-per-view come out and then have LA Knight on the same pay-per-view. It's going to be a problem. It's going to be very awkward. The energy is going to be very weird. I'm going to tell you right now. It's even kind of weird now. You got to think about it because the Thursday night that The Rock was there was no LA Knight because the first person everybody was comparing LA Knight to was The Rock. And then I'm like, nah, it's not The Rock, it's Austin. I'm like, I don't know how people don't see Austin, but I see both of them. I see shades of both of them. But it was definitely Miz, who, again, which is why he's one of my faves. He pointed out, he was like, yo, I see both of y'all. I see Rock and Austin in you. He was like, you're like a Attitude Era fanboy, and the fans are eating it up. And I guess they're going to, like, hey, listen, it's working. The fans are cheering for it. This is what they want. We're going to give them. And one thing I definitely love about Triple H and what he does is that, and again, if I'm a businessman and people love it, give them what they want. Give them what they want. But I definitely would book him because of my personal taste. I would not book him as strong as Stone Cold Steve Austin. I would definitely have like preferential treatment over like him. I mean, over different superstars compared to him. Like I would definitely prefer Cody. I would definitely put a lot more preference on Cody than I would on an emphasis on Cody than I would on LA Knight. 100%. He caught COVID that night when The Rock was there. He sure caught COVID. He caught COVID, and then all of a sudden, when The Rock just happens to be there, watch. I bet you when Austin comes, he's going to catch the flu. Yeah. So, did you watch SmackDown, Jay? Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, I watched it. It was cool. I kind of fell asleep during the Rey Mysterio and Santos match, and
I don't blame you.
And Charlotte was in the ring. I'm like, wait a minute, I actually slept through that match. Wow! So I went back. I didn't watch the match. I just watched the ending to see who won. But other than that, I don't know. It was okay. Jimmy versus Carl Anderson to start off, and then it was just a lot of Cena. Flight was delayed. Now, what was funny about it was when Jimmy tried to pull his impersonation of Roman, when Paul was talking, he put his hand out, and Paul looked at him like, "What the hell are you doing?" He was like, "All right, he's not listening. Let me just take the mic from him." But it's crazy. We haven't seen Roman since the Friday after SummerSlam, and that was what, in August.
Yeah, this is some BS, some some I don't know, it's some grade A BS with this whole Roman situation, but I definitely want to revisit something that Anthony said, and I definitely agree with Ant, and I see it. What Anthony says 100% true. I definitely see exactly what he's saying. He said that when Roman comes back, he's going to beat up Jimmy, and I see they're setting it up because, of course, they're going to fight Cena and LA Knight. LA Knight, of course, is going to go over, right? Because you're not going to beat LA Knight, who's now the new megastar, and John Cena. That's never going to happen, right? So what's going to happen is they're going to fight, they're going to lose, then Roman's going to be returning not too long after that pay-per-view. And then, he's going to come to address some things, and then he's going to beat up Jimmy because, again, he's looking at Jimmy's, awkward demeanor, how he's not walking in the line of taking orders from the wise man, but just kind of just taking things into his own hands and just doing things out of his own whim, but at the same time, not actually producing any results, right? Losing matches, kind of in some capacity bringing down the Bloodline's name. Ant says he would make The Rock famous. He said that LA Knight would make The Rock famous. I think it'll be the other way around, Ant. At least LA Knight don't have to write his promos on his forearm.
Wow, Ant, really?
But listen, even though The Rock does write his promos on his forearm, they're good and they're funny. We got to see Charlotte versus Bayley for the 18th time, trash. Oh yeah, I started playing Uncharted when that match came on. I started playing Uncharted. I didn't watch that. They're even in their feud 9-9. It's crazy how Cena landed and showed up to the arena in his gear in the same Mustang he had in Fast and Furious. Oh God. That's one of the reasons why I don't watch Fast and Furious, because he's in it. I don't need him stinking up my movies, but
Right. You know what? Like the last one was okay. I didn't like the cliffhanger, but and yes, Fast and the Furious is one of those movies that's like, all right,
oh,
wow.
you seen Fast X?
Oh yeah, yeah. It was actually good. You need to watch it. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think you would really enjoy it.
Well, the only reason why I watch is because of Jason Momoa and Charlie Theron.
Yeah, like I mean, like I said, I still like the cast. You know what I'm saying? Like,
You got Brie Larson in it. No, you got Brie. I mean, I like Brie Larson. I like Brie. A lot of people don't like her, but I like Brie Larson. She's pretty.
Brie Larson's in it.
Yeah, well, that's what I heard, or I seen like clips of her. Yeah, Brie Larson, the girl played Captain Marvel.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing Brie Larson unless I look at it again. I wasn't I wasn't paying attention. But
Fast X.
I like Vin Diesel. I like Michelle Rodriguez.
Does Vin Diesel die in the movie?
No,
he doesn't die.
Nope, he doesn't die.
Why not?
Because he's a star. Like once he dies, the series is over. Like,
I think it might be better if he does.
But I think, like I said, I mean, yeah, Fast and Furious has gotten to a point where it's like over the top and it's over exaggerated. Like, oh, all right, come on now. But other than that, the movie it was entertaining. I actually liked it. They're basically gearing up for the next one. I don't know when it's coming out. But I guess they channel their inner Avengers. But yeah, like I said, I think you should check it out.
Wait. What? What did you say?
I said they channel their inner Avengers, like how it ended. So basically, like to set up for you to know, like so basically, like the next one that comes out is gonna pick up where this one left off.
So you mean in Avengers, like in the sense of like they're gonna be like putting on suits and stuff?
No. So you know how
the cliffhanger how
Infinity War ended, and then everybody waited a whole year for Endgame.
Oh yeah.
Yes, it's like that.
Oh, so somebody dies?
No, nobody dies. You need to check it out.
I might watch it. It's on Peacock, so
I wouldn't steer you wrong, sir. I wouldn't steer you wrong. I think
I believe you. I believe you. I believe you. Tend to like.
I was like, do I really want? So I was like, you know what?
Do I really want to watch Vin Diesel in a movie? Right, I understand.
You watch him as Groot, you know what I'm saying? So why not?
Right. I mean, but he don't have much lines, because that's not one of his best movies. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, get me wrong. I was a Vin Diesel, like after A Man Apart, I was a Vin Diesel fan. But then he did Chronicles of Riddick. I loved it. Critics like hated on it. He had mixed reviews. Some people liked it, some people hated it. Some people was like, it's a Star Wars knockoff. Anytime somebody does anything in space, it's always a Star Wars knockoff. I'm like, I'm like, Jesus Christ, like, can anybody create anything in space without them trying to compare it to Star Wars just because Star Wars did like a whole galaxy fight and whatever, created a whole like universe in space. I'm like, there's other movies in space before Star Wars, but nonetheless, but Star Wars is the biggest one. Anyway, then he does, what movie was it that just made me say, you know what, I can't do this guy anymore. I can't do him. Babylon AD was trash.
I didn't see that.
Oh God, I'm telling you, you can't finish it. Like you're gonna be like when you watch it, you're gonna be like, it starts off pretty cool, but then you could tell in the tone of the movie, you could tell like either was probably the edit. I think it was the editing and how they just edit everything. They try to make it. You could tell like they had ideas and had directions, but they didn't really edit it right to really kind of convey what they were trying to give you. And it was just not bad editing, but it was just like not done right. And what they were trying to accomplish didn't get accomplished. It looked like it was supposed to be. It seemed like it was supposed to be a good movie, but it was like not that good. I fell asleep on it, and then I tried to watch it again, and I fell asleep again. And then he did. What's another movie he did? Then he started doing this Fast and Furious stuff. and I'm sorry, he stopped doing movies for a while. He went
Mhm.
back to the Fast and Furious stuff, and it was just like, all right. When he came back to the franchise, Fast and Furious 4 was trash. Fast 5 was dope. That's the last movie I like Vin Diesel in. Everything else, I'm just like, yo. Then he did. It was Chronicles of Riddick 2, where I
I,
was just like, I'm done with Vin
I
Diesel.
think like Fast and Furious 7 was like the last like dope legit one. You know, what I'm saying? After that, um,
What?
not 10, I think 9, which was the last one. Um, they uh they were going into space, flying cars. I'm like, all right, now you're doing the most.
Trash.
But this one, like I said, this was more grounded. Um, Jason Momoa is actually like one of those flamboyant, flashy heels that's actually entertaining.
Yeah.
Um, so he took the heel role and kind of like took it to new levels. So him as a heel, you'll be in a movie like, yo, come on, like you'll just be laughing at him like, yo, he's crazy.
So apparently, I know we're talking about movies, but I'm just going to run this by and then we're gonna go back to wrestling. Um, I'm I'm big on movies, but apparently, like there was some beef that him and Jason Momoa had because he outshined him. He outshined Vin Diesel. I mean, I think a lot of people tend to outshine Vin Diesel in his movies, but right nowadays, but but not back in the day, no, not so much. But nowadays, it's like, but yeah, there was some kind of situation because fans were like they went to go see it and there was mixed reviews on Fast X. They was like it wasn't like the best Fast X, but it was like it was a good movie, and it was like Jason Momoa was like the best part of the movie. It was like he was really good in the movie. He was like the he really did his thing in the movie. And Vin Diesel, and it was like Vin Diesel kind of like was mad about that because he didn't kind of really shine. Oh, that's what it was. It was Triple X. That's when I was like, I'm done with this dude
Is that
because
the
it
one
was
with Ice Cube?
triple the third one.
Okay.
To me, the first one was good. The second one was the best one, in my opinion, with Ice Cube. I think that was the best one. People hated it, but I was like, he was like, I'm like, this is Ice Cube. This dude looks like a legitimate threat. Like, but I was like, how did you not like it? The action was good, the storyline was good, it made sense. Everything connected so well. I thought it was and the action was way better than the first. I thought it was good. I like State of Union better than I like the first one. The first one was okay. Uh the third one, the problem with the third one was it was too much Vin Diesel and not enough Donnie Yen. Donnie Yen had the best. Like if you watch Triple X3, watch it for Donnie Yen. He had the best sequences, like the fight sequences with him. His action sequence was fire. But it was like it felt like he should have been the new Triple X, and Vin Diesel should have took the back seat and should have just showed up at the end of the movie so they can do a fourth one and just had like three Triple X's. Ice Cube, Vin Diesel, and Donnie Yen. It would have been better, but
So switching gears, I know, Ant. Shout out to Ant. You know what I'm saying with AEW coverage, but I need to ask Ant, what's going on with this Jericho and Kenny Omega? Because I see them teaming up a lot as of late. So I need Ant to touch base on what I'm saying on how this union came together. I'm sure it was because of Don Callis, but I see they definitely got a lot of Jericho and Kenny Omega teaming up in 6-man tags and regular tag matches.
wait. So he said, I'm sorry. Before they said, but they said, before they give us another one, they said they're giving us another Hobbs movie with no Shaw, just Hobbs. Then Fast X Part Two. Yeah, I heard something like that. I'm like,
Yeah, well, yeah, because I guess you gotta because see, I don't, you know what, I'm not going to comment on it because I want you to actually watch the movie and you know what I'm saying. So when you watch the movie, I give you my reason and why I feel like that might be the case. I mean,
okay,
and again, it's the same way the Avengers did it. Like you had Avengers Endgame. I mean, you had Infinity War, and after Infinity War, you had Captain Marvel, and after Captain Marvel, that's when they came back and brought out Endgame. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So I could see them. Well, if they do that, then yeah, they're definitely following in the Avengers
Footsteps.
footsteps. Yeah.
And says they're about to team up this Saturday in a 6-man tag. a six man. It's the Golden Lovers and Jericho versus Don Callis family. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
not to change the subject, but just want to say this real quick. So Ant went on. I was on YouTube today, and I was looking at Christian Cage's promos.
Yep.
Yo, Jay, if you ever get the chance,
Oh no,
you
I'm
see.
watching them. That's why. So shout out to Sean Christian Cage Keys because Sean was definitely channeling his Christian Cage earlier. We like, dag, Sean, like, yeah, that's how you feel.
What was he saying?
So Ant and Sean. I mean, Henry was talking about Eddie Kingston,
Mm.
and you know what I'm saying. So they were talking about Eddie Kingston, and then Henry was like, well, he's not the real Eddie. You know what I'm saying? So so Shaw was like, yo, Eddie's dead. Why are we talking about him? I was like, dad.
Wow. Wow.
I
Yeah, it
was
definitely
like,
is. Is
like,
in the
dang,
Christian.
Keys Cage.
Christian. Oh, it was a Christian Keys Cage.
Sean Christian Cage Keys.
He's dead. Y'all sit there watching just like clips of Christian.
The
But
Savage.
but I always felt like when it came to Edge and Christian, like when I used to watch Edge and Christian go out, I felt like Edge was a better wrestler in the ring, but Christian was just had a better personality. His personality always popped a little bit better than Edge's when they went solo. I seen it when they went solo, and how Christian was just doing things. And then I seen it more when he left and went to TNA, and I started watching a little bit of TNA just to see how his run would be. Watching it a little bit here and there, and it was really good. Like he was really entertaining. Like I was really intrigued by it. I was like, yo, they need to bring him back and give him a world title reign. When they finally gave him a world title, I was like, all right, great. So, we're going to push Christian like they pushed they pushed Edge. Nope. They just, they gave him the Dolph Ziggler treatment.
Yeah, because even last I think it was Wednesday, Christian was talking to Darby Allin, and he was like, "Yeah, your uncle." He was like, you know, what I'm saying, your uncle would love to have been here to see you, but he was like, but he was driving in the car, right? And and you was in the he was so Darby Allin was like, yeah, he died. So what? He was like, yeah, I know. I was like, yo,
Yo, he's an a-hole, man. Yo, why is he going after all the dead people? Yo, he's a jerk, yo.
I don't know.
Yo, Christian is hilarious. He's like, yeah, I know. Oh man. Jason Statham don't get along with The Rock. Really?
Wow.
I could see that.
You know, when you bring like a lot of like stars together, like you know, saying egos and stuff like that, definitely plays a part. That's why I'm kind of shocked that the Expendables, are able to go as long as they are with all those stars. This last one, there was no Schwarzenegger, um, but
Was
yeah,
there any surprises?
huh?
Was there any surprises?
Um, just what's her name is in it? Megan Fox is in it.
That's not a surprise.
50's in it. Well,
We know that. But I mean, did anybody, any other because I heard there was supposed to be like a surprise at the end of the movie or near the end of the movie.
there was a surprise, but not the surprise that you're thinking about.
So there wasn't like I heard somebody returned actually.
Sort of, kinda.
Is it Wesley Snipes?
Well, nah, I don't want to tell the movie, but
Well, I mean, okay. I'm just asking about two people. Is it Wesley Snipes or Antonio Banderas?
no.
God damn it. Well, I guess I'll see. But I did hear that Stallone had a small role. It was primarily based on. I mean, Jason Statham had more screen time, and
Yeah.
then Stallone kind of like showed up like near the end of the movie or toward the end or right near the end when they had to kind of jump into action, I guess, and just helped out whatever. Ant, come on, man. Did you see Ant? You ain't see it. What are you talking about?
Nah, it was at the Stallone was at the beginning of the movie.
That was it.
Yep.
And the whole movie was just Statham the whole way through.
Yeah, well, everybody else, Statham, 50, Dolph Lundgren, Megan Fox. Uh, yeah. So I mean, like I said, it's a good movie. Like, as for those who haven't seen it, I don't want to ruin it, but y'all need to check it out so we can actually talk about it.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Like if they would have did it, like if I would have had the opportunity to do Expendables, I would have did it so much better than what Stallone did. But Stallone really he screwed up so he had such a great opportunity to do so much better than what he did with that movie. The best one to me is still the first one because he did it right. But the second one, it was just like it went well all the way up to the end, and then at the end when you waited for that fight scene between him and Van Damme, it was just like, yo, what the hell is this? It was terrible. I'm like, bro, you and uh Wesley Snipes had a better fight scene in Demolition Man, and
Right.
I'm like, yo, what the hell happened? Like your fight scene with Wesley Snipes was dope. I'm like, what happened with Van Damme? Why was it so short? It was terrible. Then Expendables 3, everything, the only thing they messed up on Expendable 3 was adding in a group of young dudes. If they just took them out of the movie would have been good. It would have been a great movie. Mel Gibson was great. The storyline was great. Everything was dope. It's just that when they added those young dudes, it was just like they took so much away from the movie. But
Oh, so I got to tell you about this. So you're one of your favorite people, Si.
okay. Mhm.
The person you go back and forth with when it comes to Rhea Ripley being the leader of the Judgment Day.
Yes.
We had a conversation and we were talking about like legends and superstars and stuff like that.
Hmm.
Um, so it was two conversations that we had that kind of was like, all right, you're losing credibility with me. The first conversation we had was we was talking about movies, and we was talking about like
Hmm.
Hollywood and how basically the Rock transcended movies and stuff like that. Then I was
Hmm.
like, well, Austin did the same thing. She's like, I know you're not saying comparing Austin movies to Rock. I said, I'm not saying they're on the same page, but Austin had some good movies. You know what I'm saying? They just
Uh, he had a good movie,
what
The Condemned.
you ain't like the other movies he was in.
They weren't that good.
I mean, well, they weren't great, but the fact that he say he did movies. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to give him credit. I mean, he's not the writer. He don't pick the roles. He just what I'm saying? I mean, he just decides to be in a
In
role
the
and
movie, he
go with it.
chooses the movie, right? Like he did. There was one movie he did. I don't mean to cut you off. It was one movie he did where he was like a cage fighter, and it was terrible. It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't like like it wasn't like, oh yeah, let me watch this again. Like it was just like it was what it was because it was like let's see how Austin does in this movie, and then he did it, and it was just like whatever. Um, I'm sorry. DJ Faye says they old bro. He said, "What do you want? An all out brawl?" No, not necessarily all out brawl. It was just that when it came to the expendable movies, like if you look at Expendable 3, right? It was a great movie. If you just took out the young guys when they try to add the young team, if you just take them out of the equation and just have the movie be the way it was, them rescuing Wesley Snipes off of the train, them going to go after Barney Barnes, which is Mel Gibson, to try to stop their former Expendables brother, who went rogue and did his own thing, and you just had those guys like the core group just go after him, and that's it. It would have been a great movie. Like the young dudes, like what you call it, the boxer Ortiz and Ronda Rousey and all the young guys. It was like Ronda Rousey's not a great actor, number one. Ortiz is not a great actor. Number two, Kellen Lutz, he's a decent actor, but he's not a great actor. It was like you had terrible actors, and it was like these guys are supposed to be pegged as action stars, and it was terrible. It was terrible. But if you took them out of the equation, it was a good movie. Um,
So the second conversation we had where she really lost me was
mhm.
right. Long John was definitely also a good one too. Um,
But he had a small role.
so now he had a decent role. Him and Kevin Nash.
Okay, but hold on a second. Just hold that thought. So you think that, but you can't compare The Rock to Austin.
No, you can't. No, what I'm saying is the fact that they both transitioned to Hollywood. I'm not saying that. You know what I'm
How long?
saying?
How long was Austin's transition to Hollywood?
I
I
mean,
don't think it was I don't think it was so much of a transition. I think it was like a temporary visitation to Hollywood, and then he
well,
left
I
and
mean,
started.
he probably has. So now the other argument that we had, I was like, all right, I'm done with this conversation.
Mhm.
So she said, so we was talking about like superstars, right, and legends. So she said, Austin's a legend. She said Rock's a legend, but she refused to put Shawn Michaels in that category.
What? Blasphemy! Blasphemy!
I've lost. She was like, she said, you don't when she said when Austin come when she said when Austin comes out, the crowd go crazy. When the Rock comes, I said, and Sean has that same reaction. She's like, no, he don't. I said, oh my god, all right, you know
No,
what?
she's bugging. Forget all that. Forget all that. Okay, all right. So say we do compare that, right? And say that's not enough for her, right? Let's just talk about the fact that, right, Shawn Michaels has been pegged the greatest in-ring performer of all times, not
Right.
just by fans, but by wrestlers. His wrestling peers have pegged him like they say, like this guy is the greatest in-ring performer. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't personally agree with it, but I don't agree with him being the best in-ring performer. But however, I do highly respect their opinion because Shawn Michaels is definitely like top 3, hands down. Like he's top 3. If somebody say that Shawn Michaels their number 1, I wouldn't even argue. I'd be like, you know, shoot, I respect that. But yeah, like Shawn Michaels, how could he not be a legend when the guy was a former world champion?
Right. Mr. WrestleMania, the main event, the icon, the showstar,
Right.
like all his nicknames was just epic.
Right.
But I got it. All right. So being that Jade, I know we're jumping around, but being that Jade has officially signed, I need Kiara Hogan to follow suit and come over with Jade. I would even like Red Velvet also, to come over with her. But definitely
You really like this Kiera Hogan girl.
huh?
I said you really like this Kiera Hogan. You
Kiara,
mentioned her a lot in the chat. Well, not a lot, but I mean not a lot, but when we talk, I mean she's one of the
outside of, I mean, her without makeup, yeah, no. But as far as like, superstar Kiara, yeah, I would love to see her in the WWE ring. Now, my question to you is, being that Jade has signed, and Triple H is in power, do you think that a person by the name of Mercedes
Martinez.
will decide to return to have a dream match with Jade?
Hold on a second, real quick, before I answer that question. Stallone wanted to do another Rocky before Creed 3, where him and Drago do another match. Would you watch it? No, I wouldn't. The first one they did was a classic. Let me not. It was a classic movie. The Rocky boxing, the boxing and Rocky movies are terrible. By the way, they're terrible. That's why I think honestly, out of all the Rocky movies, the Creed movies are the best ones. As far as like the fighting is way better. It's like 10 times better. It's more realistic. The funny thing about it is, even though like you had Raging Bull that came out like 80 something, the boxing in Raging Bull was way better. Rocky and Raging Bull came out before, like came out after like Rocky 3 or something like that, and then you had Rocky 4 and Rocky 5, and even in Rocky 4 and 5, matter of fact, the best boxing in a Rocky movie that was just Stallone was Rocky 5, where he had a fight with Tommy Gunn in the street. And people canned that movie and said, "Oh, it was one of the worst Rocky movies." I was like, "Are you serious?" It was one of the best ones it was a dope movie. But that street fight they had was really, really dope. If you watch that movie. But no, I wouldn't watch an entry phase. And then DJ Faye says Sean said he would welcome CM Punk to NXT. Yeah, I heard that. But Jay, to answer you said, yeah, so Mercedes Martinez, no.
No, not
Mercedes Martinez.
Not Mercedes Martinez. Mercedes Monet.
In a dream match with Jade Cargill?
Yeah.
Why would that be a dream match? Why would Mercedes Monet be a dream match?
Who wouldn't want to see Sasha Banks versus Jade Cargill?
I would want to see that. Oh, I'm sorry. That's her new name. Absolutely. Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Like a dream match would be her and Jade. Yeah, Jade and Bianca, of course.
Obviously, yeah.
Yeah, Jade and Bianca. Yeah, of course. Absolutely. Jade and even Jade and Charlotte.
Yeah.
That'd be dope. That'd be fire.
And Naomi
Uh
stirred it up in Impact, but even Jade and Naomi.
Jade and Naomi. Yeah. I want Becky, not so much.
Yeah. I mean,
Not so
I do stick with my theory. Well, I don't know, like being that they're advertising her on SmackDown.
Mhm.
My theory was that she was going to take the belt from Becky, but from the looks of things, she's going straight to SmackDown. So that probably won't happen. But now I'm looking at it like I don't see nobody on the NXT women's roster right now that would take the belt from Becky unless Tiffany Stratton does it by cheating.
Yeah, I mean, more than likely, that's what she's going to do to take the belt back. She's a heel, and of course, they're going to build Becky as invincible because she's the man.
Yeah,
And
but even that, if you look at the women's roster on NXT, like they don't really have like dominant like women that stand out really, because Roxanne Perez is small. Cora Jade kind of like fell out. Gigi Dolan is she's too green. Uh, what's her name? The girl that was with Gigi. It starts with a J. I can't think of her name, but she's not strong enough. Even the girl that's with the Chase University, she's like they're women. If you like I said, if you look up and down that women's roster, like I don't see nobody that's really like strong enough to really beat Becky. You know what I'm saying?
no one has a stronger image right now that really pops out. Now, I agree with you 100%. I think a lot of people, the only people on the NXT roster that's really popping right now, even for the men's, is like Mello. Mello was like the guy. Like even though Braun was supposed to be the dude that they were building up to be like the guy, it was just like, but Mello was outshining him.
Yeah.
Mello's really Mello's that guy. Like he's the guy in the NXT roster. Like, real quick, DJ Faye says 2025 will get that dream match. And then Ant says, I would want to see Mercedes, Monet, Bianca, Jade, against Becky, Charlotte, and Bailey in War Games. That'd be pretty dope. Tiffany is winning tomorrow. I don't know if I don't think Tiffany gonna win. She may hold the belt longer. Ant said 2025 WrestleMania. I'm sorry, DJ Faye says Ant 2025 WrestleMania. Ant says the 4 Horsewomen versus the Female Hurt Business, or call them the Bosses, or something like that. Yeah, that'd be pretty dope.
From that team and put her with Bailey and Charlotte.
So the 4 Horsewomen was Charlotte, Bailey,
and Bailey,
Sasha and Bailey. Yeah, I mean,
so you have Sasha, Bailey, Becky, and
keep everybody except for Bailey.
Huh?
It's like keep everybody except for Bailey.
Yeah, Charlotte, Bailey, Becky, and Sasha. Then who you have? Then you have a Jade, Bianca, and who else would you put with them? Rhea and Raquel, or Rhea and Shayna.
Raquel Rodriguez is like a big piece of cheese, like just cheese on the screen. Like she just comes out, she smiles. She's like the white bread, Raquel Rodriguez. She's like the slice. She's like the white bread, white meat baby face that used to come out like in the 80s, like the Red Rooster, or like Gary Von Erich's. Like they would come out and just be like, yeah, get behind me, yeah. They had no charisma, they had little charisma, or just had this white meat charisma, but really had nothing, really like no real charm about them, other than the fact that they just look good and they were just there and they can wrestle. And it's just like, yeah, they drop kick you and they jump up and they be like, yeah, they do that little thing is just like she's just like Raquel Rodriguez has no personality. She just come out, she smiles, she's beautiful though. She's fine, but
it would be funny if when Rhea comes back, Dom is no longer the North American champ.
you said if what?
If Rhea comes back and Dom is no longer the North American champ.
Oh yeah, he lose that title last night. I mean Saturday night. Yeah,
he fights Trickwood, and then Dragon Lee's the special guest referee. So I'm like, okay,
yeah. So he may not make it out alive, but I mean, you got Judgment Day, you got Finn, and you got Damian Priest. They'll make something happen.
Yeah,
it has to be another black woman.
I personally, and tomorrow you have Butch versus Noam Dar. I still personally feel that with Butch going back to NXT to fight in this Heritage Cup, I feel he should have been Pete Dunne in that tournament.
Mm. The Heritage Cup is like for what?
Huh?
I said the Heritage Cup is like for what?
So the Heritage Cup is like it's like a trophy. You know what I'm saying? So basically, like when you fight in the Heritage Cup, you have it's 3 rounds, 3-minute rounds, and whoever has the most falls within those 3 rounds win. And each round, I think you got like a 30-second break.
Mm-hmm.
So you fight for 3 minutes, then you go break. Then you fight for another 3 minutes, you take a break, and then you know what I'm saying. And after the third round, you know what I'm saying. That's when you know what I'm saying. You go and you just go from there.
Oh, okay. I think you know who I think will be a good match for Becky. If they should have built her right though. They were building her, but I don't know why they stopped. Nikita Loins. I don't know why they stopped.
Because she got hurt.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, is she still hurt?
Yeah, she's still hurt, but she's putting out twerk videos and stuff like that. So, but she's still technically hurt. Her Nikita? And what's her name? The girl who was originally with the Legado del Fantasma before Zelina joined. I can't think of her name.
Wait, so you said so like on Nikita's Instagram, she's got twerk videos.
All twerk videos.
Let me see these twerk videos. Let me see this. I don't believe you.
So yeah, check it out. Yeah, she posted. I think she posted one like last week, and we're like, "Yo, you supposed to be training to get back in the ring. You out here twerking and
you out here twerking. You supposed to right. You supposed to be in here trying to get yourself together, and you out here shaking your butt. Nikita, you ought to be ashamed of yourself.
Exactly. Nobody wants to see that.
Nobody wants to see you twerk. You know, your big old white butt in the camera. Nobody want to see that big old white butt in the camera. Nobody would see that. They would see it. Shoot.
This is professional wrestling.
Right, man. Nobody see no thick white girl standing at 5'10" with thick legs just twerking in front of a camera.
Yeah, like
barely with not a lot of clothes on. Nobody want to see that.
Yeah, exactly. You're supposed to be wrestling. You're supposed to get back in the ring. So we want to see videos, not twerking videos.
Right. I mean, let me go on Instagram and see this atrocity. See why she's not in the ring wrestling and she's on Instagram.
It's going to disgust you. Like you're going to be so disgusted from it.
Oh my god! I can't just see this foolishness. What's the Instagram again?
I think it's Nikita. Hold on. Let me try to find it.
Okay, I see. I found it. Nikita WWE. I found it. She really put a lot of emphasis on her butt, though. I'll tell you that much. Nikita, nobody want. No, it's all this twerk. She's doing a lot of twerking in her videos.
I told you, it's disgusting. So why did my thing is why did Jimmy and Solo beat up Ashanti Theodonis?
Backstage, right, and just like knocked her down.
Yeah, like you're not by the team with Cena. Why the heck was Cena team with Ashanti?
I have no idea. Nikita, you need to stop twerking in these videos. I'm sitting there watching this stuff. And the thing about it, the girl can fight too. Like she's really like a good fighter. Well, I mean, she's like, trained in Taekwondo. So she got hands. And it's just like, I think if she just stopped doing the twerking and just be a little bit more serious, but she's a Leo, so we can't help but to try to have fun most of the time. It's just a thing. Be very lively. So she can't help it. She's just gonna be her. But if she just just trim that out a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. But she could definitely be like Nikita has it. Like she is the total package. Like I'm just like, what is happening? But well, Nikita. What did he say? TJ faces. He jumped on IG page quick. Indeed. Ed says Nikita, all she does is twerking and Afro beats dancing, talking about the countdown begins. Wait, I'm like, the countdown to what wrestling or stripping? Because I haven't seen any rehab treatment for wrestling at all. Right. The only thing I see pertaining to rehab was her just in a video with a knee brace on. That's it. You need to get that rehab and stop playing around and get to that money. Because again, the key is like could be it. Like the key to really has it. Like it's just like you look at her, you be like, I want to see more of her.
If,
You know what I'm saying? Like
if Nikita and Mandy Rose had an OnlyFans video, would you watch it?
you trying to get me indicted, Jay. Ed said, should I get me in trouble? Chanel be like, you looking at what? My wife gonna be like, you looking at what? She's like, I'm the only fans you should be looking at. It said she's training for her OnlyFans career. Nikita, don't play with that. Don't play with it. They beat him up because they thought he was trespassing. They thought he got fired. Like they like what you doing eating our catering food. Laugh out loud.
That's funny.
Yeah. Nah. Indeed. So tomorrow's a pay-per-view, No Mercy.
Yep.
And guess I'll be watching. And Sunday's NXT.
No, tomorrow's NXT.
I mean, I'm sorry, AEW. That's what I meant to say.
AEW. See, it's I don't know. Like my streaming side, I be trying to watch AEW on. It be cutting out. So I be wanting to watch AEW pay per views, but you don't let me watch.
Is it the same pay per view? Is it the same website? They dropped in the chat. Or the same one I think you told me about.
I didn't know about that website though.
Yeah. Yeah, Ant told me. Yeah, next week is Ant said Sunday's AEW. DJ says next week is Fast Lanes. We watching it on Discord. What's Discord? And said join us. We mean join us. Yeah, drop the link, man. What are you talking about, man? Holla at your boy. How y'all watching this? What y'all?
Word, don't be like that.
Yeah, share the wealth, man. Trick Williams versus Dirty Dom.
Yeah, you got Trick Williams versus Dirty Dom. You got Mello versus Ilya Dragunov. You have Becky versus Tiffany Stratton. You have did we say Dom versus Trick Williams?
Yeah, Dom versus Trick.
You have a fatal 4-way match for the tag titles. You have Los Lotharios, the Italians, the Creed brothers, and Out of the Mud.
And what about Braun?
Braun Breaker's fighting Baron Corbin.
I think the problem that they're having with Braun Breaker, I'm gonna tell you what. I think one of the biggest issues that NXT is having is that Triple H and William Regal's not there. They need didn't William Regal go back? Didn't they hire him back? Oh, he's back. They need Triple H then
Well,
because I
I don't
think
know if he's back on NXT. But I know he's back with WWE. But he can't. Is his year up? Because I know they say he couldn't be like like part of his contract. Well, part of his contract with AEW was he couldn't be on screen or do any like on screen with WWE for a year. And I want to say the year is up. I think if it's not
okay,
if it's not up, it's about to be up. I think it's up in December.
yeah. It says Melo is losing. I don't see Dragunov losing twice, uh, unless Braun interferes. You know,
Well,
honestly,
I don't think Melo's gonna lose. I think Melo wins because
yeah,
last match they had, it was controversy. So Melo wants to beat him clean to officially say that I guess to clear that doubt. You know what I'm saying? So I think Melo wins. It'll be crazy if Trick Williams win the North American title. So the Trick Melo game will have all the gold. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, that'd be dope. And then they, come back together. But I honestly think that, truth be told, is that Melo shouldn't lose the belt because it's like, who else you gonna give it to? Dragunov? Dragunov is cool, but Melo is. You could tell they're priming Melo for the main roster, but they're just trying to find a way to insert him. You could tell, like, out of anybody out of NXT, Melo's the person that they're trying to put on the main roster. Like, he had a match on Monday Night Raw, you know, and it was just like, the fact that they did that, it was like to show, like, yo, this is a guy. Even the same thing with Braun. Like, they trying to do the same thing with Braun Breaker. They trying to prime him for the main roster as well, and just try to figure out where does he fit. But right now, them trimming a lot of people out of off the main roster, really, and them doing the releases is now making way for, like, new talent to come up. But the sad part about it is that, like, you got people like Roman Reigns, hogging the title for, like, all this time, which I'm not. I mean, I'm saying hogging this title. Now hogging the title. Now he's hogging the title. Like, it's time for him to wrap it up.
Even him holding the title, I want to say like it's giving other people opportunity to shine, but then it's still like the bloodline, even without Roman, it's still kind of like dominating SmackDown. You know what I'm saying? Because they're having like two segments a night. Maybe 2 or 3 segments, and you're like, all right, like let other
Mhm.
people shine. Um,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, I mean, I agree. Well, no, I agree. Like, I mean, yeah, you got. I mean, well, I'm gonna get to you, Ant, real quick about Dragunov, but no, I agree. Like, I mean, because it's just like even Theory holding the belt for as long as he did, I was like, that was a satisfying reign. He held it for like I think it was like 8 to 9, like almost a year, like 8 to 9 months. If he would have held it to November, it would have been a year, which I was hoping he did. I was hoping he broke a year with the United States title because the United States title haven't been held that long since Lex Luger in WCW. But I'm like, they ain't gonna do that with him. They're gonna do that with Gunther, but they're not gonna do it with him. But I was like, the fact that he held it as long as he did, I was cool with that. But again, it's just like, 8 months. That's why I'm the type of person. I'm like, if you got a strong champion, let him hold it for like a year and a half, 2 years. I'm cool with that. If you have a champion who's really good, but they're like, kind of like Seth Rollins, where they're really good. You got fans that really like him, but he doesn't really have the star power of like a John Cena, you know what I'm saying, or like a Rock or Austin, you know what I'm saying? Like, then let him hold the belt for like 8 to 9 months, and then decide after the 8 to 9 months, do you want to continue his reign to up to a year, or you just want to pass it off to somebody else of equal status, and give them that opportunity as well. Um, Ant says, since the pandemic, the guy doesn't get the credit he deserves. Dragunov. Now I get it. Like, same thing with Kyle O'Reilly. Like, Kyle O'Reilly was a great wrestler and ring performer, and Finn had that match with him because Finn was like, "Yo, you're a great wrestler and ring performer." And same thing with Chris Benoit. Chris Benoit always had these intense matches that were like really dope. But it's just one thing when you do put the belt on some of these guys who are great in the ring, but then when they're great in the ring, but on the mic, it's just like, you don't care too much for them, or you don't want to really see them because the only thing they really provide for you is great matches. It's like, it's good, but that's what AEW is full of. AEW is full of a lot of guys who put on great matches with no charisma. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, I ain't saying all of them, but a lot of them don't have charisma. You know what's so funny? Real
I
quick,
agree. He definitely needs to join Imperium.
Yeah, I was watching Ant. I was watching Ant and Jay. Like I was, we'll just throw it out there. I was watching I went back and I just started watching like the history of the Bullet Club, and I just watched Kenny Omega's transformance, like where he went from, you know, him just being with the Golden Lovers up until he became the cleaner. If and I think you're gonna like this. If Kenny Omega goes back to the cleaner, you're gonna see a better Kenny Omega. He doesn't have to be part of the Bullet Club. He could just be the cleaner. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like that, just turn his hair black again, put the gray streaks in it, come out with the leather jacket on, put the glasses back on. He looks so dope. Like that persona looked dope. I was like, yo, go back to that. People be like, that's the Kenny I like. People going, that's when you're gonna really get that feel from Kenny. But Kenny needs to go back to the cleaner. It is, and he doesn't have to be Bullet Club. He could just be the cleaner. I want Dragunov to be part of Imperium. They need to be. They need a fourth member bad. That'll be dope.
I don't know the way it's going. Giovanni Vinci might be out.
And you know I'm not gonna respond to that, right? Yeah, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm not. I am not. I will not do it. Ed. But you said, what was that, Jay?
I said the way it's going, like Giovanni Vinci's messing up, so he might be out.
But you got to have a job on the team, like
Well, you do.
You got to have a job, but I don't. But what they need to stop. This is what they need to stop doing, and this is what I've seen tonight. Like, so the guy who was part of Hit Row, the other guy who didn't get fired with Top Dollar, like,
Ashanti,
what's his name?
Ashanti the Adonis.
Yeah, the Adonis. Like, yeah, it was just like, see, they'll take guys like him and beat him up. He's a jobber, right? Like, same thing with the Street Profits. They came out after Rey Mysterio and whatchamacallit's match, Santos's match, and they started beating up the other guy in LWO who don't really do anything.
Yeah, Hakeem Wilds and Cruz del Toro.
Yeah, and just like, so Rey Mysterio and whatchamacallit just got away, like they just slipped away. And then this one guy just gets caught up in the mix, gets beat up. Nobody saves him, but he's a guy that doesn't really wrestle any matches. He's part of the LWO. You kind of wonder what he does, but then you go back into his history and find out he was part of an actual tag team. And this is what I don't like. This is what I don't like that they're doing, because even though it does make some of the top stars look good, it's still not making them look strong. Like, we need to see some real conflict. Like, Rey Mysterio can't take on a Montez Ford and a Dawkins by himself. He can, but if he's a tired Rey Mysterio getting attacked from behind by these two guys, it's just like, yo, let that ride. Let him just, beat him, whip him out, and then, but it's just Rey Mysterio. This is little Rey Mysterio.
Yeah, and then it's crazy. Like, he keeps talking about the LWO, but like you said, the only people that really get shining and really recognition is Santos and Ray. That's why if Dragon Lee comes up and he joins the LWO, you know what I'm saying, it'll give him that third, because the Joaquin Wilds and Cruz del Toro, they really don't be seen like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, they'll only time you see them, well, when you see them, like they're about to get in action, they're gonna wrestle or something like that, but you don't really see them, you know what I'm saying, doing much with the LWO outside of, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. Like, one of them try to ambush and just got hit with a stiff elbow by Bobby was over after that.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Like, his irrelevant guy come. But this is what I'm noticing that they're doing. Like, they just like beating up all like guys who are like should be part of, like, well, I feel like with Imperium, like his tag team, one thing I definitely, that's what they need to do. They need to start like making some guys a little bit stronger. That's why I'm kind of not feeling what they're doing with Jay. I'm like, yo, dude, like, did Jay just lose 2 matches in a row? Like, what are we doing? And this is main event Jay? Like, this is crazy. Ant says Kenny will be going back to the cleaner this weekend. I think they've been pushing him to the edge for too long. Now 6 straight losses on PLE for Kenny. Oh wow. One thing I definitely can respect about Kenny's not afraid to lay down and take a loss. and build his character. I definitely respect that for him being so highly regarded as a performer. And Ethan Gallup says hi. What's up, Ethan? Thank you for joining us. Ethan, if you join us, please give us a like, give us a thumbs up on Facebook. On YouTube. Hit the subscribe button, subscribe, so you can get a notification every time we go live. Hit that boom, boom. Just take your finger, just go boop, 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 boop. Hit that thumbs up. And subscribe. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah. One thing I definitely can say is what was I saying? Who was it? What's the guy? Yeah, I just lost a train of thought. But anyway, but yeah, these jobbers, they keep jobbing some of these guys out. I think it's terrible. All right, so we are at the hour and 20-minute mark. We're wrapping up. Last question. Ant says, yeah, the cleaner this Sunday, Si. The Kenny you like be in tune. Yeah. I'm gonna watch. I ain't gonna lie, like when Kenny came, like just watching his transformation was really, really dope. And I was like, yeah, that was fire. That clinic that cleaner Kenny Omega. Oh yeah, bring that guy out. That's the guy we need. Because this AEW Omega, nah, G. Like what you made, like when characters hit that place, it's like I'm sorry, when performers hit that place where they can find that character they can tap into, and one that really resonates with everybody or that really looks good on camera. It's like, yo, stick with it, man. Just keep riding it out until you develop more out of it. I'm gonna send y'all the link so y'all can watch with my Discord wrestling group live at the same time. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, send that link. Send me that link. Yes, sir. All right, so we about to wrap up. You guys are catching a replay. Please drop a comment in the comment section below. Also, give us a like, hit the subscribe button. All it takes is one click. Just tap that subscribe button. Bang. Help us boost the algorithm on our lives so that way people who watch wrestling can join us and talk about this stuff, because we know you guys want to talk about wrestling. We know you guys don't have many people around you who know or like wrestling as much. Some of you guys probably do have a hub of people you can talk to or may know some people, but us wrestling fans, we can be very scarce. Even though it's a lot of us, it's so funny because we're very scarce. Like, it's still, it's not, I don't always run into wrestling fans, but that's why we have this show, because we want to hear from you guys. We want to know what you guys think. We want to know what you guys are, how you guys are feeling about AEW, how you guys are feeling about WWE. So just before we cut out, don't forget, we go live. If you hit the subscribe button, you'll know every time we go live. If you join the Facebook group on Facebook, every time we go live every Tuesday at 8 o'clock to review Raw. The Big Bad Booty Daddy, and he goes live every Thursday to review AEW. And also on Fridays, we go live every 10 o'clock or 10:10 to review SmackDown and other wrestling rumors. And also we have Henry, Janko, and Trav, who are doing their Let Me Talk to You show, where they'll be debating and arguing hot wrestling topics. These guys, they'll pretty much let you know exactly when the time would be. But if you guys hit the subscribe button, hit the join the Facebook group, every time we go live, you get that little post notification saying, hey, Wrestling Talks and Thoughts is about to go live in 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and then boom, that live will pop right up on that page. And if you subscribe to it, you can just run right to it and then watch us live, and we can hear from you guys in the comment section. Right. Jay, anything you want to say before we vamoose?
Actually, and also don't forget to subscribe to our TikTok, our Instagram.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out to that. Henry, I didn't forget about the video. I'm still gonna, edit your video. I ain't forget about you.
Yes, sir. And yeah, absolutely. And we are signing out. I'm your host, Saheem the Dream.
It's your boy, the protege, J Mac Mizzle.
Yes, sir. And we will see you guys later. Arrivederci.